Okay, it's my birthday present from Daniel. Hoping they're tickets to Greece.
Ballerina Farms, Times article recap with some added context. The clip we started with is from a controversial moment that people are looking at in hindsight, and even at the time we're like, wait a second, so for her birthday, she works really hard, this woman's got 8 kids, busting her butt, wanted tickets to Greece, which he can absolutely afford, we'll get to that in a minute, but this is what she got.
Ooh, a hat I can wear in Greece.
Is that a hat?
It's not. Oh, my A-game friend!
Eggs in it.
Great, now you can gather eggs.
So cute. It's really cute. It's a cute one.
That's the best. You're welcome.
Thanks, honey.
Not for a long time.
Hannah Neeleman is known here on TikTok as Ballerina Farms, her husband, and her 8 children. And the biggest question in this trad wife lifestyle is if this is the way these people want to live their lives, then let them. Well, 1, they're not actually living a traditional lifestyle. We'll get to that in a minute. And 2, this article calls into question the biggest question, do they want to? Now, obviously, we can't answer that question globally because every person is different. But considering what she told this reporter and the dynamics that were observed, it kind of seems like it's a no in this case. So let's meet the fam and the precursor controversies like we see with the apron that happened back near her birthday. Now, this is Hannah Neeleman. She has 8 children with her husband, Daniel. Now, Hannah comes from a fairly moderate background. Daniel does not. Daniel's father has been the successful owner of 5 airlines, one of which he actually ended up selling to Southwest, who has a reported net worth of $400 million. But one aspect of this that I really, really wish more people were discussing, this is what his dad is worth. That is what he is worth. And there might be a prenup. We don't know about that because I know everyone's like, oh, they're so traditional. Girl, these are rich people. I mean, rich. Say it from like here, rich. They know how to keep their money safe. She does come from a large family, but much more humble beginnings than him. He was raised like 1%, silver spoon, very, very well off, which is why kind of probably he wants to go off and play the like Little House on the Prairie life, because that's not the life she was looking for. So our girl, Ballerina Farms, actually wanted to be a professional ballerina. She ended up going to Juilliard for a summer camp, then saved up, moved to New York, and went back to Juilliard on her own, which is where fate's misfortune ran her into our dude, Daniel. I saw her and I was ready to go. Sign me up, I was thinking. Let's get married. But she wouldn't go on a date with me for 6 months until he coerced her into going on a date by using his father's money and privilege. So like a lot of our grandma's stories, they're not good stories. He actually ended up using his privilege and position with his father to get himself sat next to her on the same flight, even though she had been clear that she did not want to date him, and that is how they started dating. What's that sound on here? Grandma, you little... Start dating, and she wants to date for a while, because remember, she's a Juilliard. She is literally building this whole future that she is so set on, and he tells her that's not going to work for me. Basically, we're going to have to break up if you won't marry me right now. So she makes her choice, and that choice leads her to be the youngest expecting undergraduate at Juilliard in modern history. Again, not what she wanted. And I know people are going to be like, well, then why didn't she just say no? If you've never been young, in love, and coerced enough to understand this whole thing, I can't explain it to you. In the article, she says, well, we both gave up a lot. However, the reporter points out, not seeing anything that he gave up because this was the life that he wanted to live. This was his dream. She wanted to be a ballerina. He keeps speaking over her and tells everyone how much she loves it. And this is great, even though sometimes she can't get out of bed for a week because she's exhausted. And anyone, I sat and watched, because I'm not really a Ballerina Farms fan. I sat and watched probably 100 of their videos. You can tell this woman is exhausted. And anyone who's following her who says that they couldn't, I don't believe you. Throughout the article, with him interrupting her, every bit of space that could be a space just for her to be her has been overrun by his wishes, what he wants, and how he wants everything to go, including a barn that was supposed to be a ballet studio that is now a classroom. Even the pressure to keep reproducing is very clear here as he interrupts her again. Is the aim to fill this 15-seater van? And he says, someday, yeah, Daniel says, and she literally says, we're getting old and worn out, which that's not a we, it's her body that's got to produce this. And she says, we'll see. However, he's like, oh, no. She also strongly implied that she's not even in charge of whether she gets to choose to have painkillers during birth or not. The only time that she had an epidural, which she said was kind of great, which she tried to say out of the earshot of her husband, was because he wasn't there because he was busy at shipping day. I'll meet you at part 2 to talk about some of the other stuff, but these really were a lot of the big ones. However, couldn't cover this in 5 minutes.